Hello students, today let us begin with the chapter 8, that is useful and harmful microorganisms. We all know that microorganisms, they are omnipresent, means they are present everywhere on the earth. They are present in land, they are present in water, they are present in the soil. Now these microorganisms are also the living microorganisms or the living organisms. They are very tiny, they are very small. That is why they cannot be seen with our naked eye, and they need a special instrument, that is microscope, to observe them. That's why they are known as microorganisms. So these are living organisms. So like we human beings or the plants, they also need the nourishment, they also need the food, they also need the energy for their various life activities. Now from where they will get it? So they, what they do, they are present everywhere. So they, wherever they grow, they carry out the breakdown of the complex matter, because our food, that is carbohydrate, fat, proteins, they are the giant molecule for us. जैसे एक चींटी के सामने आपने एक बहुत बड़ा लड्डू रख दिया है, वो कितना बड़ा फूड होगा ना, तो वो चींटी खा नहीं पाएगी, तो वो क्या करेगी, उसे धीरे धीरे ब्रेक डाउन करती है. इन द सेम वे these microorganisms, they also break down our food. Now during this breakdown process, the complex matter which are present in the food are converted into simple substances, and so this process is also known as fermentation. In fact, fermentation is a very important process, and so these microorganisms, they can be divided into two categories, that is useful and harmful microorganisms. Because during fermentation it may not be possible, or it is not always possible, that we will get the favorable nutrients only. Sometimes the harmful poisonous chemicals are also formed because of the fermentation process. So this lesson, it gives us the brief account about some of the useful microorganisms and about some of the harmful microorganisms. So let us begin this lesson. In this lesson, we are going to study about some of the useful microorganisms, for example, lactobacilli, rhizobium and yeast. Yeast, it is a fungi, whereas lactobacilli and rhizobium, these are the bacteria. Whereas the harmful microorganisms which are we are going to study are the Clostridium and other forms. Other forms we are going to study about the fungi, about the protozoa and so on. So let us begin with the lesson. So first we will study about the useful microorganism. The first useful microorganism is the lactobacilli. I am showing it here in the diagram. You can see that these bacteria, they are very minute and they are rectangular in shape. These bacteria, they are present naturally in the milk. Now they are also known as anaerobic bacteria. Anaerobic bacteria means they can produce energy without the use of oxygen. Now these bacteria are very useful to convert the milk into yogurt. How this yogurt is converted? So whatever sugar, that is lactose, which is present in the milk is converted into lactic acid by the process of fermentation. Just now I had explained you the process of fermentation, that it is the breakdown of the complex matter into the simple substance. Now in that attempt of fermentation, lactose gets converted into lactic acid. As the acid is getting formed, pH of the milk decreases. As the pH of the milk decreases, what happens? Coagulation of the milk takes place. As soon as the coagulation of the milk takes place, the milk proteins, they get separated from other constituent of the milk and milk changes into yogurt. We all know that yogurt has a specific sour taste due to lactic acid. The low pH, it destroys the harmful microbes which are present in the milk. That's why lactobacilli are useful for making the yogurt from milk. You might have many times observed that doctor, they advise us the yogurt or the buttermilk if there is a indigestion or abdominal discomfort. So students, these lactobacilli which are present in the yogurt or the buttermilk, they helps to restore the natural microbial flora in the intestine. Means there are some microbial organisms which are present in our intestine. So it helps to maintain them and also help in digestion and absorption of nutrients. Also, when we consume this buttermilk, it helps to cool down the stomach and work as a laxative to ease the congestion during abdominal discomfort. In this way, these bacteria are very useful for us. But sometime you might have observed that yogurt become bitter due to excessive fermentation by bacteria. So what happened? When excess amount of lactic acid is produced, it makes the butter bitter. Now this milk production is also used by the various milk production and this industrial, there are various industries which depends upon lactobacilli bacteria. For example, cedar, cocoa, pickle industry, pharmaceutical industry, they are all dependent on the lactobacilli. Some cottage industries which are having the wide application in the manufacture of milk products like ghee, cheese, paneer, curd, shrikhanda, chocolates, they can also be started in the areas with the abundant milk production. So you can see that these lactobacilli, they are really very useful microorganisms for us. The second useful microorganisms which we are going to study is the rhizobium. I have written there symbiotic bacteria. Just now we will see what is this symbiotic bacteria. Now this symbiotic bacteria means when both the bacterial or when both the associations get benefited, both the living organisms, when they get benefited, that association is known as symbiosis. That process is known as symbiosis. So let us study in brief about this bacteria. In the diagram you are given the detail about this bacteria. So you can see these are the rod shaped bacteria. They are present in the root nodules of the लेग्यूमिनस प्लांट्स. लेग्यूमिनस प्लांट्स मीन्स जितने भी फली वाले पौधे होते हैं, जैसे कि बीन्स है, स्वीट पीस, सोया बीन्स एक्सेट्रा. दीज बीन्स एंड पल्सेस, दे आर ऑल रिच इन प्रोटीन्स. आप लोगों ने जब फार्मिंग करते हैं तो देखा होगा कि हर क्रॉप के साथ में आइदर बाउंड्रीज में और मिक्स क्रॉपिंग की जाती है इन लेग्यूमिनस प्लांट्स की. So what is the importance of this leguminous plant? So students, these bacteria, they live in the root nodules of this leguminous plant. Now when they live there, what they do? They absorb the atmospheric nitrogen and converts it into its compound NO2, that is nitrite, NO3, that is nitrate, and H4, that is ammonia. So in this way they convert all these nitrogen compounds and they are directly used by the plants for their production, for their source of energy. In this way the protein content of the plants or the soil, it increases nitrogen content, because this nitrogen is one of the most important constituent of the soil. In this way this soil become fertile. In return what they get? So plant, they consume the they consume food, they prepare their own food by the process of photosynthesis, and whatever carbohydrate is obtained, it is utilized by these bacteria. So they are getting the food and plants, they are getting the nitrogen compound. In this way both bacteria and plants are getting benefited. So that's why they are known as symbiotic bacteria. So this is how, this is second use of the useful microorganism, that is Rhizobium bacteria. The third important microorganism we are going to study is the fungi, that is the yeast. Now you can see here various fungal cells are shown here, and in the second diagram budding is shown here. So it is one of the process by which this asexual reproduction takes place and they spread among the compounds. Now these fungi, they are heterotrophic because they are non-green plants and they are microscopic. They grow on the carbon compound, because here also carbon compound means it acts as a source of food to this fungus. Then they are unicellular and different, means 1500 different species of fungi are present. This fungi is having a eukaryotic type of cell. Eukaryotic means there is a proper nucleus, cytoplasm, cell wall. Cell is surrounded by cell wall. So these are all characteristics of the eukaryotic type of cell. These yeast, they are major having the application in bakery industry. So you can observe their uses. So whenever they are used in the bakery industry, the dough from which the cakes, pastries, breads are made, it is nothing but the carbon compound. So carbohydrate which is present in the yeast, it carries out the fermentation. आपने देखा होगा कि आटे का गोला बनाया जाता है, उसको थोड़ा सा यीस्ट डाल के रख दिया जाता है और फिर वो यीस्ट फूल जाता है, और वो फूल जाता है यानी क्या हो रहा है, देयर इज सम केमिकल रिएक्शन विच इज टेकिंग प्लेस इनसाइड दैट डो. सो विच केमिकल रिएक्शन इज टेकिंग प्लेस? आई हैड शोन यू दिस, that carbohydrate, it gets converted into alcohol and carbon dioxide gas. So this carbon dioxide gas gets liberated. As a result of this, the dough rises. It is also used in the cakes, in the pastries, in dosas, in idlis. You might have seen, घर पे मम्मी क्या करती है, she take the batter, चावल और आटे का बैटर रात भर मम्मी भिगा के रख देती है, पेस्ट करके रख देती है. तो वहाँ पर फर्मेंटेशन होता है और ये फर्मेंटेशन का प्रोडक्ट होता है अल्कोहल एंड कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड. तो कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड गैस इवॉल्व होता है और इसीलिए वो डो भी राइज होता है. जो बैटर होता है आप देखोगे वो राइज होता है. अगर आप इडली को तोड़ के देखते हो दो हाफ में, तो उसमें आपको छोटे छोटे होल्स दिखते हैं. ब्रेड अगर देखोगे तो आपको उसको छोटे छोटे होल्स दिखेंगे. केक्स जो फ्लफ़ी स्पॉन्जी हो जाता है, ढोकला फ्लफ़ी स्पॉन्जी हो जाता है, इट इज़ ऑल बिकॉज ऑफ द एस्केप ऑफ कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड गैस. So it is nothing but the byproduct of fermentation reaction which is taking place. In this way, this yeast, it changes the complex matter into simple one and it makes the very tasty, fluffy and light food material. So it is another important source of microorganism, that is useful microorganism. Now the next and the most important microorganism which are having wide application are the antibiotics. Antibiotics, they are nothing but the carbon compounds which are obtained from some bacteria and fungi, and they are having the very important property of destroying or preventing the growth of harmful microorganism. That's why they are known as antibiotics. Anti means enemy and biotics means those which are disease causing, those microorganisms are destroyed. This antibiotic was discovered by Sir Alexander Fleming on 3rd September 1928, and this discovery has brought a revolution in the field of medicine. So very dreadful diseases such as tuberculosis has been almost completely eradicated from some countries. So this is very important application of the microorganisms. Now these antibiotics, they mainly act against the bacteria, but some antibiotics can destroy protozoas also. Some antibiotics, they are useful for the wide varieties of bacteria. They are called as broad spectrum antibiotics. For example, ampicillin, amoxicillin, tetracycline, these are all examples of broad spectrum antibiotics. Whereas the pathogens, when they cannot be identified even though the symptoms of the diseases are visible, these broad spectrum antibiotics can be used. But there are some other types of antibiotics also which are having specific properties. That is, whenever a pathogenic microorganism is definitely known, then these narrow spectrum antibiotics are used. For example, penicillin, gentamicin, erythromycin, these are the examples of narrow spectrum antibiotics. Now here penicillin, it is a group of antibiotics. I had shown you the image of this penicillin medicine. So it is a group of antibiotic which are obtained from the fungus Penicillium, and it is used for the controlling of infections which are caused by bacteria like Staphylococci, Clostridia, Streptococci, etc. These medicines of penicillin, they are also used to treat certain bacterial infections of ear, nose, throat, skin, and diseases like pneumonia and scarlet fever. So you can see how much useful is this penicillin, how much useful is this antibiotic. But whenever you have such problems, you should never take this medicines without the prescription by doctors. Don't even purchase the antibiotics from the medical store without prescription. Then whenever we use the antibiotic of our own for common diseases like throat infection, common and cold, we should not consume them. Even if we feel well before the completing of the prescribed course, then also we should continue the dose. ऐसा नहीं कि हमारी तबीयत ठीक हो गई है, हमने 2 डोज ले लिया है और हम एंटीबायोटिक छोड़ देंगे. नो, वी शुड कंप्लीट द डोज. इफ़ वी हैव सम अगर हमने कुछ एंटीबायोटिक्स लेके हमें फ़ायदा हुआ है, वी शुड नेवर रेफ़र द सेम मेडिसिन टू द अदर पर्सन बिकॉज इट मे नॉट बी दैट यूजफुल फॉर the other person. So students, these are some of the very important microorganisms which are without which we say that our life is impossible. So these are very very important microorganisms. Now let us go for the harmful microorganisms. As the name suggests, harmful microorganisms means they are really dangerous for us. They are really very harmful for us. You might have studied various changes which are taking place during the rainy seasons on the leather articles, also during the gunny bags, and they become spoiled. If you keep this article for the long time, then you can see that it has got spoiled. How this spoilage has done? By the microorganism. This spoilage of food material such as gunny bags, leather, wooden items, cotton fabrics, shoes, purses, belts, they all get spoiled because of this fungal origin which are present in the air. So these fungi, they are present everywhere, they are omnipresent. But if they get the favorable condition, here favorable condition means air, moisture and warm. So if it gets all the 3 important constituents, then these fungi, they germinate there, they reproduce there. Their hyphae, that is the long stalk which are present on the fungi, it penetrates deep into the material and it obtains the nourishment because they are also living organisms, so they also need the food. So in that attempt, they penetrate deep into the material and they make them weak. And so in this way, all the materials on which this fungi grows, they become spoiled. Sometimes you also have noticed a black powder or a white disc floating on the pickle or murabba. If we open a jar from after a very long period of time, so what is this? Exactly, this is nothing but the species of the fungi which grows there. So they use the nutrients which are present in the food items for the growth and reproduction. Now during this activity, this fungi, it releases a very poisonous chemical which is known as mycotoxin. It gets added to the food and so our food become poisonous. Hence the food on which the fungi has grown, we should not eat it. So it is one of the example of harmful microorganism. The second harmful microorganism which is there in our book is the Clostridium. This Clostridium, it is a bacteria which spoils the cooked food. आप लोगों ने बहुत बार न्यूज़ में देखा होगा कि शादी में खाना खा के कई लोगों को फूड पॉइजनिंग हो गया है. कुछ लोगों का तो इतना सीवियर फूड पॉइजनिंग होता है कि डेथ हो जाती है. इट इज़ ऑल बिकॉज ऑफ दिस Clostridium bacterias. Hundreds different species of this bacteria are present. Some are living in the soil, whereas some live in the alimentary canal of we human beings and also some other animals. So they also, in an attempt to get the nutrition, ये fermentation करते हैं उस spoiled cooked food का. और क्या होता है उसमें microorganisms जो है they form the very poisonous chemicals. In this way they all spoil the food. Now the special character of this bacteria is that they cannot withstand the normal oxygen level of the air because they grow in anaerobic condition. आप देखोगे गरम गरम खाना बनाते हैं लोग. दूसरे दिन सुबह की शादी है तो रात से प्रिपरेशन स्टार्ट हो जाता है और वो ढक के रख दिया जाता है. तो उस गर्माहट में ऑक्सीजन लेवल कम हो जाता है एंड हियर द Clostridium bacteria, it gets the opportunity and it grows there and spoil the food. तो इस तरह से this is another harmful bacteria. Students, I had taken all the diagrams which are given in the book. So whenever I am referring the diagram, you can go through the pages which are given in the book. So this is second harmful microorganism. Now is it so that only the bacteria cause the illness? No. There are some different types of viruses, protozoas, fungi which are also responsible for different diseases on human beings. We have studied that these viruses, they are very small than the bacteria and they can grow and reproduce only in the living cell. Now let us see how they are harmful to us. So here I had given you the chart. This chart is also in the book. It is given in the textbook. It gives us the detail about the spread and the prevention of diseases by all the different types of pathogens. We all know pathogens. Pathogens, they are nothing but the microorganisms which are disease producing. So here I had given you different types of pathogens. For example, viruses. Various diseases which are caused by these viruses are AIDS, hepatitis, influenza, measles, chickenpox, bird flu, swine flu, viruses, and in latest is the coronavirus. Various modes of infections are also given here, especially if we come in contact with the infected person. If we come in contact with the food materials with the infected person, then we may get suffer. So here are the preventive measures which are there. So vaccination, uncontaminated water and clean food. Then it should be followed. Personal hygiene, properly cooked meat should be taken. Clean and filtered water should be consumed. Proper storage of food should be there. So these are all the preventive measures to prevent ourselves from getting infected by these viruses. Then bacterial infections are also given here. Pneumonia, leprosy, cholera, malaria. Cholera. These are the bacterial infections which are included in our book. So here also, if we come in contact with the contaminated person or the food, we may get suffer from this type of diseases. Now how to prevent this? That is vaccination, avoiding the infected food and cleaning a proper food and water. जब भी हम कहीं बाहर ट्रैवलिंग में जाते हैं, जब भी हम होटल्स में खाते हैं, we should take proper care that the food which is freshly prepared, in that place only we should take our lunch and dinner. बहुत दिन से कोई कस्टमर आता नहीं है, ऐसे होटल्स में अगर आप विज़िट करते हो तो इस तरह के कंटामिनेशंस होने के बहुत चांसेस होते हैं। तो ऐसी जगह जहाँ फ्रीक्वेंटली कस्टमर्स आ रहे हैं, भीड़ है, ऐसे होटल्स में ही हमने विज़िट करना चाहिए। एक्चुअली बाहर खाना कभी भी हमारे लिए डेंजरस ही हो सकता है, बट समटाइम इट बिकम्स इमरजेंसी ड्यूरिंग ट्रैवलिंग, एंड सो वी शुड consume food at the clean place and the clean surrounding. Then the next type of pathogens which are included are the protozoa. So the important disease is the malaria. आप लोगों ने देखा है कि किस तरह से मलेरिया मॉस्किटो बाइट से या अनक्लीन सराउंडिंग में जहाँ ठहरा हुआ पानी होता है, अब जैसे कूलर में बहुत दिन से हम लोग पानी भर के रख देते हैं, वो शुरू नहीं किया जाता है बारिश के मौसम में. सो दिस इज़ द फेवरेबल प्लेस फॉर द लार्वेज, फॉर द मॉस्किटोज टू breed the larvae, and so then again this mosquito it spreads like anything and we will get suffer from these diseases. So cleanliness of the surrounding, preventing the stagnation of water and controlling the mosquito is the remedy to protect ourselves from this dangerous malaria. Then comes the fungal infection, that is dandruff, ringworm, scabies. They are all the skin infections which takes place because of the fungus formation. This disease also spreads due to the contact with the infected person, and if we use their belongings, their utensils and so on. So here, to prevent ourselves from the fungal diseases, we should take personal hygienic, we should have the proper personal hygienic conditions, avoiding the contact with the infected person. So dear students, here it is the need of an hour that we should take care of ourselves and we should try to protect ourselves from such diseases. We are all getting suffered, the whole world is getting suffered from a single virus which is known as the COVID virus. So you all have seen how much havoc this virus has spread. Our whole life पूरी तरह से हमारे दुनिया को बदल दिया है इस छोटे से वायरस में, कितना इसके अंदर में पावर है. सो द foremost and the important thing for us is to protect ourselves from these diseases. So we should take proper care. So be healthy, be happy, be safe, and bye. Thank you.